What's up, everybody? My name is All Fun and Games. I stream every day on Twitch TV, and I also make fun videos here on YouTube. Let's talk about what's happening with Clay and Don't Starve Together as it stands. Now, we do know about this time last year that we did get a 2023 roadmap, and obviously at this point, we're still waiting for the 2023. Question is, what is going to be on it, and what do you think is going to be on it? We know that Don't Starve Together recently got a beta update, which was very tiny. It was a little tiny networking update. In the networking update, basically what they said was, what we want to do is test run how well we can make our network. So if I connect to your game, now it's going to be a lot better, a little bit less laggy, and probably will make connection across the board a little bit simpler. Not to mention, if I'm in another server and I go to attack now, my lag compensation might make up a lot better for obviously when I'm in that server. So things might seem a lot more reactive. I don't know how they did it or what they're planning on exactly, but they offered about 1,000 spools for anybody that test ran that beta. The beta is now over, and I don't know if it's coming back anytime soon. I'm sure it probably will, or it'll just get pushed to the next release. I didn't hear that it got added to this last release, so I don't know. Here's the thing. Of course, we had the Year of the Bunnymen, which obviously showcased a bunch of bunnies where you could hit them with pillows and stuff like that, little mini games. Truthfully, I think those ones are kind of mediocre. I'm not trying to say that they're bad. I just don't really follow too much about these little Year of the Blanks, because what ends up happening is they kind of fall to the wayside and people just get back to the normal gameplay. Of course, things like the Year of the Beefalo and stuff like that make a huge difference when it actually gives you something that you can use in the game continuously. But obviously, what I'm looking for is that bigger piece of the meat on the bone. I'm looking for if they're going to be adding big things to Don't Starve Together, whether there's going to be a new biome, whether it's going to be a new playstyle, whether there's going to be a continuation from what we already know on Don't Starve Together. Here's the thing. I've talked about how I want to see dungeons. I've talked about how I want to see maybe a continuation to another shard. A shard is caves, and then you have the overworld. This could be another one, maybe in the clouds or maybe further down into the caves. It could also be a continuation to making the caves bigger and better. Maybe a big cave update where we see a bunch of things getting added into the caves, as we don't really venture down there that often. The thing is if it just turns out to be a cave update, I don't know how many people are going to experience it, because you think, sure, the great majority of players that are not scared of the caves will go down there and experience it all and maybe be able to bring some cool stuff above ground. The thing is, the average person probably doesn't experience the caves that much, or if they do, they're going down there and then coming right back up right away. So do I think it could be that? Maybe. Could it be the archives? Possibly. It could be a continuation of the archives, maybe a new biome that kind of features some sort of cool thing that continues in the caves. What I would really like to see is something outside of what we're used to. So right now, they have obviously added a ton of biomes into the water. You know, they added a little monkey island and stuff like that, which truthfully, when you get there, it looks cool at first, but it doesn't really give you too much longevity, as basically you're just going there real quick and then running away. If they do a cave update, the same thing might end up happening, although I could see a lot of stuff in the caves deserving a little bit of an update, maybe with new biomes and cool little things here and there. What I would really like to see is either new playstyle, like I said, dungeons, or just another shard, which will offer an experience of experiencing something completely different. Meaning, if you lag with the caves on, perhaps you can enable the overworld and this new shard, excluding the caves altogether. Interesting, right? Do I think that will happen? I don't know. But you tell me what you think it could be, because honestly, I'm really wondering what their plans are. We know that Wilson's getting an update. What are they going to do? They're waiting a very long time for Wilson to be released. Normally, and this is what I said before, normally they released a beta where you get to test run stuff before it actually happens. So the thing of it is this, is that if they decide to say, okay, we're going to wait for the beta release and maybe just release the game, the next update fully, this tells me that it could very well mean what I said before, is that the next Wilson update, what we're waiting on, is also accompanied by a big update. And that kind of solidifies what I think to be true, because it makes sense. If they say, okay, look, we don't want to release a beta for Wilson because then we're going to showcase everything. And people will say, okay, well, he's going to get this small little update or this little change. But on the big picture thing is, if we add it and we make sure that it's foolproof and we add it to the big content, it could be like Wilson falling over and finding a new key to another biome or to another shard or to another island or whatever. And that could be part of his animation. Basically, Wilson stumbling upon or accidentally stumbling upon the next arc of Don't Starve Together. It could also be something meaning that we're going to be experiencing Don't Starve 2, which I mentioned in another video. I don't think that's the case. I do think we're going to be experiencing either another big DLC or just another big chunk of content. I really do think that's going to be happening, and I'm really hopeful because I think that Don't Starve Together needs another pumping up in terms of added content, as a lot of players are kind of saying, okay, gimme, gimme, gimme. And of course, these small little updates here and there are always welcome, but it is nice to have an excessive amount of content added into the game so you have a long time before the next update where you're saying, okay, I'm pretty immersed in this content right now. It can keep me going for a while. And, that's basically where your focus is. So you tell me below in the comments what you think it's going to be. I'm really hopeful that we're going to get that Don't Starve Together roadmap and hopefully the beginning of March, which is right around the corner. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.